I'm Amanda Leatherman here with Julius Colman. Julius, you must be really excited to be at the final table of the Aussie Millions tournament. How are you feeling?
Thrilled, excited, proud, just delighted to be here.
How long have you been playing poker?
I've been playing poker with my mates since I was 8 years old. We've had a weekly poker game for over 50 years. I've been playing this poker for 2 or 3.
Right. So did you play the Aussie Millions last year?
Yeah, and I was 54th when I was knocked out with Ace-King against Ace-Queen, and I had the Ace-King.
Have you had any huge hands that you would say was a turnaround point for you to get you here today?
Yeah, I had one hand where I was the big blind. I limped in with Ace-3. Patrick had opened the bidding, and Jimmy Fricky had looked at the bid. The flop was 3-3-2. I passed. Patrick, Jimmy. We hadn't been using the black and white sort of chips, and I passed. Patrick passed. And Jimmy's taken this large pile of black and white chips we hadn't seen before and shoved them forward, and I sort of said, how much money is that? Because probably the biggest bet at that stage had been 200 or 300 grand, and he said, it's $1 million. And I said, well, there's no point in me going all in, is there? The guy had 495,000. I said, I'll call. Patrick raised all in, and then Jimmy looked at him all in. So it had flopped 3-3-2. I had the Ace-3. Jimmy showed a pair of 10s. Patrick showed a pair of queens. And so I tripled up from 495,000 to 1.5 mil, which didn't help me a lot because 2 or 3 hands later, I raised a lot with a pair of jacks. Patrick re-raised all in. I looked at him. He had the aces. So I dropped half of it back to him 3 or 4 hands later.
Right, I remember that hand.
Yeah, good hands.
Okay. Well, do you think you have an advantage at the table today?
Do I have an advantage? No.
No.
No. I'm in amongst the professionals. I'm not a professional, and I don't have an advantage at all other than I spent an entire day or more with Jimmy at the table. I've got a plan. Everyone will have a plan, so I've got a plan. I know what I've got to do, and I intend to do it. I'm certainly not here to make up the numbers. It's not a question of the money for me. I'll donate pretty much all the money to a charitable foundation that I run for underprivileged kids, or that my wife and I run. So it's not a question of the money, it's a question of the title.
Right. That was my next question.
I want the title.
All right, Julius. Good luck today, all right?
Good on you. Thanks a lot.
I'm Amanda Leatherman with pokerwire.com.